Russell is back with us from Synergy Credit Union, and Russell is the Lashburn branch manager. Thank you again for being with us today. We're talking about reducing debt, and one thing that I'd like to talk about is a plan that an advisor may lay out for debt reduction. What does that look like?
Well, generally, you would list all of your debts, and specifically the balance that's owing, the interest rate that's on that loan, and the minimum payment. Sometimes even the amortization, how many months or years that you have left on that loan. Then you would have to pick out a plan of how you're going to reduce that. There are a few plans out there, but there are a couple that most people choose, and the one would be a consolidation.
Right.
So if
everything
you,
together.
Yeah, if you qualify for that with your institution, they would give you one loan to pay out all those small loans and give you one convenient payment per month. That would work into your budget. The trick, however, to the consolidation is not to go and incur more debt. So don't go buy anything until that loan is paid for.
Right. And now with these plans, what kind of mistakes do people make? Is that one of them? They consolidate and then go and spend the money?
That is a real big one. They free up some money per month, and then they feel they have some budget left to go buy something.
Yeah. And what about coming up with the plan? How do you balance like continuing to save and invest against dealing with your debt?
Well, generally that can be answered many different ways, but I would say first to pay off your revolving, which is generally the higher interest rate debt.
Right.
So lines of credit, HELOCs, quick loans, I would free those up first, which will reduce your costs and gives you more money for retirement, and at the same time it creates an emergency fund for you. On the flip side, to paying off your mortgage or lower interest rate debt, that would allow you maybe to do the balancing act of putting some money into retirement at the same time. Time is the key in all those of starting early.
What if you're in a situation where your debt is escalating? What do you do before it becomes so out of control that it's not manageable?
That is correct, Stacy. It's debt takes its toll on our health, and it's one of the top causes for divorce. It can also lead into depression, high anxiety, it's just not good for our health. So I just recommend people to be great stewards of their money, manage your money well, and also don't become a slave to debt. So don't let the debt control you. You manage the debt.
Okay, and if anybody has questions or if they would like to learn about budgeting or just reducing their debts, what's the best way to get started?
Seeing your financial institution is the great place.
Okay.
Going to them, having a list of all your debts, and just talking with the experts.
Okay.
Don't feel ashamed to go.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it, your time.
Thank you for having me.